Hi everyone, I am Arshita DS. I am pursuing my MBA at Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bangalore. I am going to give presentation about gap. The content that I am going to cover is understanding gap, a comprehensive guide, defining gap, importance of gap, gap principles and concepts, history and development of gap, gap standards and guidelines, benefits of adhering to gap, limitations and circumstances of gap, finally conclusion. Understanding gap, a comprehensive guide. This presentation provides an in-depth overview of gap, its meaning, importance, principles, history, and benefits. We will dwell into the practical applications and limitations of this critical accounting framework. Defining gap. Gap or generally accepted accounting principles is a set of accounting standards, rules and procedures used in the United States. It provides a common framework for preparing financial statements, ensuring consistency and transparency in financial reporting. Importance of gap. Creditability and trust. Comparability. Credibility and trust. Gap enhance the credibility and trustworthiness of financial information, making it easier for investors, lenders, and other stakeholders to make informed decisions. Comparability. It allows for the comparability of financial statements across different companies, enabling investors to access and compare financial performance. Gap principles and concepts. Accrual accounting, matching principle, going concern, materiality. Accrual accounting, recognizing revenue when earned and expenses when incurred, regardless of cash flow. Matching principle, matching expenses to the revenue they generate in the same accounting period. Going concern, assuming that a business will continue operating in the foreseeable future. Materiality, focusing on information that is important enough to influence the discussions of users of financial statements. History and development of gap. Early 20th century, 19th, 1930s, 1940s, 1970s to present. Early 20th century, initial accounting standards emerged, primarily driven by the need for consistency in financial reporting. 1930s to 1940s, the Securities and Exchange Commission established guidelines for financial reporting, laying the foundation for GAAP. 1970s to present, the Financial Accounting Standard Board assumed the responsibility for setting GAAP, constantly evolving and updating standards. GAAP standards and guidelines. Accounting standards configuration. The primary source of GAAP organized into a hierarchical system of topics and subtopics. Financial accounting standards. Individual pronouncement issued by the FASB that establish accounting standards for specific transactions. Interpretations. Clarification and guidance provided by the FASB on the application of GAAP standards. Benefits of adhering to GAAP. Transparency and accountability, reduce risk, enhance access to capital. Transparency and accountability. GAAP ensures transparency and accountability in financial reporting, providing investors with a clear understanding of a company's financial performance. Reduce risk. By following GAAP, companies can reduce the risk of accounting errors and frauds, protecting stakeholders from financial misstatements. Enhanced access to capital. Compliance with GAAP enhance a company's credibility and trust, making it easier to attract investors and secure financing. Limitations and circumstances of GAAP: complexity, rule based approach, lack of flexibility. Complexity: GAAP can be complex and difficult to navigate, requiring specialized knowledge and expertise. Rule based approach: the rule based approach can lead to a focus on compliance rather than on providing useful information to stakeholders. Lack of flexibility: GAAP may not be adaptable to all situations and may not adequately address emerging business models and technologies. Conclusion: understanding GAAP rules is crucial for organizations and professionals in the accounting field. By adhering to the principles and guidelines set forth by GAAP, businesses can maintain transparency, consistency, and comparability in their financial reporting. Thank you.